Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Carpe Diem Reboot. We are continuing this. Waking up hungry is the worst. Yeah, it's pretty bad, that's true. I pulled my face out from under the covers to be able to see. It's quiet in here. The only noise I can hear is the wind softly banging the slide door open and closed. And also this. And I guess my stomach. I opened the fridge and take out 2 muffins I bought from the bakery yesterday. Alright, that's not really breakfast. Oh, sweet muffins. I've only had 1 bite, yet I'm already satisfied. How? What? I turned to check the time on the clock. 20 minutes to 4 AM? I know I went to bed early yesterday, but that hour? How does this even happen? Now I have nothing to do. I can play more games or something, but I'm not really in the mood right now. But I am. That's what I'm doing right now. So it's 3 PM. That's the difference. Luckily I know of a place that is absolutely perfect this time of day or night. What do you even call 3 AM? Middle of the day. I take a shower, put on a sweater and grab another muffin before heading out. This town is a huge peninsula. It's almost completely surrounded by water. Oh, and a subscriber, nice. Almost every road in this town winds up sending you somewhere along the coastline. Because of these places' natural beauty is become commercialized. For that reason, it become very popular amongst tourists. Speaking of which, Abbas Kazemi, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel of mine. Yeah, I just got the notification. However, there's an off-limits area in this town that only the locals know about. I love it there. The only problem is the security in the area is almost always surveilling the place, meaning the only time you can really get in safely is this early in the morning. Cool. It's this cliff where the land abruptly ends 100 feet above sea level. It's the highest and most distant part of the town. According to rumors, the cliff was the strange aura that forces people to commit suicide or, in some cases, homicide. This has caused the cliff to be known as the Reaper's Peak. Interesting name, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually was capable of bringing a lot of tourists to the spot. I really wouldn't be surprised about this at all. Anyway. Townspeople, especially elders, will tell you all kinds of scary stories about this place. But for me, the Reaper's Peak is nothing more than the most peaceful part of the town. Okay. It's just a couple of hours walking distance from my place, but since I love walking, that's never been much of an issue for me. You do? Top that with the fact that I love high places, and there's really nothing else I could ask for. I arrived just a few minutes before sunrise, just in time to witness the sky right before the sunrise. I sit down, let the cold breeze coming up of the sea wash over me. Despite how beautiful this situation would be to anyone else, I wasn't able to take in. Instead, my mind reverted back to thoughts about Ai. She really didn't have much time left. I crossed my arms above my knees and rest my head on them. What the hell am I doing? I could probably help her if I want to, but a part of me thinks it might be better to just let her move on. I continue contemplating Ai's scenario until the sun peaks over the horizon. Suddenly I hear a car off in the distance. Oh crap, that has to be the guards! I begin my descent down the side of the cliff, which eventually turns into a road. I know this place way better than anyone in town, even the guards. I walk back home at a slower pace than normal, appreciating the scenery as I'm trapped in contemplation. What should I do? If I don't do something about Ai soon, her time here is going to expire any day now. At the same time, would she even want to stay here? All she does is work. Is she actually happy that way? What would staying alive do for her in the first place? What if she isn't happy to begin with? After battling with myself the entire walk home, I decided that the best course of action is to stick with Ai until the very end. I'll let her go in peace. I should have 2 weeks left. I'm going to spend all of it with her. I'll make her so happy that she can't possibly have any regrets. I'll be nicer to her than ever before. Upon arriving at the apartment, I see another delivery guy standing in front of my door. This time he has 2 boxes instead of just 1. That's it, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I introduced myself as the tenant of the unit and entered the apartment as soon as I signed the paper.
Jung, this is an emergency. There was someone knocking earlier. I think it was the delivery man. He probably left. Can you...
I kick one of the boxes in the room.
Oh, you got it. Thank goodness.
I swear, I'm opening these boxes.
Hey, wait. Don't be hasty. Let's talk this over, okay?
I let out a big irritated sigh. There really isn't a reason for me to get mad, but I do anyway. It might be because I'm constantly accepting the deliveries while still being in the dark about the content of the boxes. I push the second box aside and close the door. This is starting to scare me, you know.
Oh, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Huh? I'm serious.
So am I.
My phone rings. Considering there is only one person that ever calls me, I figure out who it is right away. It's Sage, an acquaintance of mine. I give Ai a quick "we're not done talking yet" a look as I exit the room and answer the phone. Hello.
Hey, it's me. How's it going?
It goes. What's up?
Nothing, just checking in on you. How's the project?
I'm still working it, but I'll finish it soon.
That's good to hear. I've said this a million times already, but if you have any problems, just call me, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Okay then, talk to you later.
Bye. I hang up the phone and head back inside. Now, where were we?
Hold up, Jung. I have a question. Do you want this gift or not?
That is not the...
Do you want this gift or not?
Yeah, don't talk like that. Hey, let me...
Do you?
Yes, I do, but...
It's decided then. Let me do my thing and you'll get your gift. Comprende?
Arguing with her is no use. Once she makes up her mind, there's no changing. I'm just going to have to drop it. Besides, I already decided to let her have her fun. I pushed the boxes toward her workspace. I wondered how she could even take things out of the boxes, but I figured it would be pointless to ask. She'd probably just shoot some snippy remark back at me.
So where did you go earlier this morning?
My mind is preoccupied that I give her a vaguest answer I can think of. Somewhere.
Well, that's not very specific. Somewhere could be anywhere. What are you hiding from me, Jung? Confess! It's a woman, isn't it? That secret phone call, too. It's definitely a woman.
The hell are you talking about? It was just an old acquaintance of mine checking up on me. By the way, I need to look something up on the internet.
Oh. I'm currently using 100% of the system memory. Give me 1 sec, I'll...
Don't worry about it then, it's not really important. Carry on with what you're doing.
Okay then.
My mind is finally at ease compared to yesterday. I guess visiting the cliff paid off. I'm back to normal again. I turn on my gaming console and get ready to carry on with my normal activities. Yeah, let's call them normal. Moments later, I hear AI scream. AI.
Oh shoot! I did!
Looks like she was so busy with whatever it was she was up to that she didn't even notice the time. Classic dits. But now I can finally have the computer back. I finished everything I need to do on my own that Ai isn't around to help me out. It will probably stay with this way until her new project is finished, if you can even call it that. Reboot. I wake up at the same time Ai's program boots up.
Good morning.
Summoning the bulk of my morning energy, I sit up in the bed. Morning.
Anything you need me to do?
Nah, go ahead, you think.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Before she can disappear from the screen, there's a knock on the door. I look at her unamused. She responds with the whoops face.
I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Sorry.
I stand up and make my way toward the door. As expected, it's the delivery man. He probably knows my address by heart now. This time around, he's carrying a relatively small box. Just like always, I sign the paper and take it from him. I'm starting to feel sorry for this guy. He has to be getting sick of me by now. This is all A's fault.
Ah, finally!
Finally what? What is this?
The secret formula.
To what? It's not gonna explode, is it?
No, silly.
Whew.
You can sneak that inside the mini base. Be very careful. That one is extremely delicate. And remember, no peeking.
I saw you start the box into a small opening.
No peeking.
I know, I'm not doing that.
Great. Well then, I'll get on it right away. Oh, and you can take the big boxes away. Thanks.
Woman. She disappears. After I flatten and dispose of the boxes, I head to the kitchen and prepare brunch for myself. It's been 3 days since A started making this gift for me. My birthday is only 2 days away now. With all the time that she's been spending on making whatever days, I've started to feel that we're gradually drifting apart. We're barely seeing each other, barely talking to each other anymore. I keep wanting to bring that up to her, but there is only so much time in the day and even less time for her. A 1 hour passes. 2 hours. 3 hours. 4. 5. Before I realize, it's already time for A to go. I to go. AI to go. I feel like I did absolutely nothing today. I kind of just existed. I give myself a slap on the wrist and try to search for the bright side. It's alright. After this thing is done, I'll have all the time in the world to talk to her. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Reboot. I wake up feeling like I'm in the middle of the ocean, floating around peacefully. Calm, desolate. I open my eyes and see nothing but the ceiling. My mind is racing so fast that I can't even figure out why it's racing in the first place. Confused, I revert back to the only constant in my memory of as of late, how I was drifting away from me. What's even worse is the fact that her runtime is getting shorter and shorter each day. Sir, it feels like she's fading away, as if something is stealing her from me. As I just stand there and watch. I sit up and face the computer. AI has probably been active for over 3 hours now. I know she's probably busy in finishing up her project. I call out to her anyway. Ai!
Oh, hey there. You're awake already. Sorry, I'm a bit busy right now.
You know, I stopped her before she can go back to what she's doing. I'm glad that you make me a gift, but you really don't have to.
What's this all of a sudden?
I thought about losing you. I feel like we're getting further and further apart. All the things I'd been stuck on the last few days started spilling from my mouth the second I opened it. What was I even saying? I'm sitting here pouring my heart out and I just listening. Does she even care? Furthermore, I don't really need a gift. I've satisfied you off with the things I already have. After a long pause, she smiles at me in an attempt to cheer me up.
What's with you getting all emotional as soon as you wake up? You're just imagining things.
No, I don't. I see she's trying to avoid the subject. Ai disappears from the screen. Her voice instantly changes from cheerful to serious.
I'm going to give you the best gift, Jung. The only gift I can give you. Just wait and see. Please, just let me finish this. I'm running out of time.
I don't understand what she means by running out of time. Is she talking about the time left until my birthday? I don't think so. Or the time she has left as a whole. Yep. Part of me wants a clearer response, but the other part of me thinks I shouldn't press any further. Maybe I'm really just imagining things. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Or maybe you are not. I honestly don't know anymore. It's like I'm stepping into a sort of void that I've never really felt before. What is this? Loneliness? Regret? I force my mind to clear itself and realize soon after that I'm starving. I get up to grab myself something to eat. I'm running low on food already, didn't I just go shopping? I guess I will need to go out again soon. Today feels so boring, lonely, empty. Something about it is making me forget how I normally live my life, how I've survived up until now. Even though today doesn't seem completely different, it lacks something. Something is missing. I carry on with what I assume are my everyday activities. Eat, clean, shower, games. It's still not enough. What am I forgetting? I sit in my bed with my back to the wall as I continue to brainstorm about why I feel so empty. Before I know, I'm staring at the computer screen across the room. Suddenly it turns off. Jeez, Ai. At least let me know when you're leaving. You forget about the time again. My birthday's tomorrow, you know. You won't make it in time if you... Before I can even finish that sentence, my body begins to feel lifeless and my eyelids grow heavier than steel curtains. I fall to my side and slop down the bed, still facing the computer. I lack the energy to keep my eyes open anymore. My senses shut off, but I'm still awake, probably only for a few more minutes for... What? Lacking the resolve to tear myself out of bed, I glue myself to it and just lay here. Doing nothing. Thinking of nothing. Reboot. I open my eyes and I'm greeted with the same exact view as always. It feels as if only seconds have passed, but it's probably more like hours. The smell in the air, the distant noise from outdoors. It's probably around noon. The emptiness I felt yesterday had vanished. I guess I was just having one of those days. Today is it, for? This is the day that Ai's gift for me should be finished. I think the sad part is that I'm more excited for Ai to be done working on the gift than to actually receive it. That way, things can go back to how they used to be before any of this. We can go back to how we used to live. Right now I couldn't ask for anything more than that. The silence in the room that has spent the last few days suffocating me started to dissipate. I woke up to the computer, beaming with energy. Hey Ai. So are you done with the... She should already be up by now, but there is no sign of her. All I see on the screen is... a letter. Dear Jung, I hope you're reading this on the day of your birthday. The past week has been a race against time. Even after all of my hard work, I was barely able to finish this. I am happy to say that your present is ready, but before you open it, there are a few things I want to say. I want to thank you for creating me. All things considered, it was a gift of life. There is no other way to put it. Even now, I still find it a little weird being able to think and feel. But because of that, I was able to make memories with you, and that's more than enough to be thankful for. There is absolutely nothing I say or do to show you how just grateful I am for everything you've done for me. You created me. But the me you have created is gone. We both knew the program was destined to end sooner or later. We both knew the risks. So before my program broke down enough to wipe out your hard drive, I decided to get rid of it. I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye properly. I'm sorry I didn't spend my last few days with you. I know that's not what you wanted, but please don't be sad. This is a new beginning. It's the start of a new life. So please, take my gift. I hope you like it. Love, I. What the hell? What? What the hell are you talking about, I? What do you mean goodbye? I rapidly opened up the program files of my computer. It's just like said, the program is gone. I is gone. There is not a single trace of anything. Come on, I, you can just... I fall in my chair and stare zoned out. My mind is bombarded with one question after another. I want to let loose all of the grief and sadness building up inside me, but I'm so confused that I can't even remember how to cry. Out of all the words I need to say, at this very moment there is only one that's able to find its way out. Why? Breathe in. Breath out. The more I try to gather my thoughts, the more I lose myself. What should I even be thinking right now? My mind goes blank, my body goes limp. The last time I really even spoke to Ai was during our date. After that, we barely even saw each other. 6 days managed to pass by without us interacting, and now she's telling me she's gone? I thought I was prepared for it. This isn't how it was supposed to be. Not like this, Ai. Not like this. Before I realized it, I'm standing in front of the curtain hiding Ai's presence. This was the only thing she left behind. You idiot. I told you I didn't need a gift. What could possibly be worth giving up the rest of the time we had together? My hand tightly punches part of the silk drapery. What I'm feeling at this moment is neither sadness nor regret, but fear. I'm honestly terrified of what lies behind this curtain. I'm terrified that all of the emotions I've been holding back will explode into rage as soon as I pull back the shroud. How could this possibly be worth it? Why didn't she just listen to me and not bother making me a gift in the first place? If I knew this was going to happen, I would have never brought those boxes inside. I gulped down the air left in my throat as I braced myself for what I'm about to see. Slowly, I let the cover slide down. And there sits a body of a naked woman with a familiar face, surrounded by a few small boxes that appear to be functioning as machines. Her eyes twitch as she wakes from her slumber for the very first time. She looks at me and smiles. Not knowing what else to do, I simply stare at her. I'm in Ave. She opens her mouth and utters a single word.
Surprise.
What the hell? Living the dream! The tears I forgot how to let out begin streaming down my cheeks. My body weakens and brings me to my knees. I raise my hands and reach for her face. It's warm. As warm as a person can be. Her present to me was a human body, a new contender for her disappearing program. She was able to do something like this? You idiot. I smiled back at her. Moments later, my brain finally grasps that I'm touching the body of a naked woman and sends me jumping backward. Sorry. I grab a shirt from my clothes and reach out to give it to Ai, still looking away. Here, put this on.
Okay, but...
But what?
I'll need help.
Help with what? From the corner of my eye, I notice that her fingers are shaking. She can barely move them. She's not used to this body yet. That explains why her voice is so soft and cracking. Still looking away, I manage to pull the shirt over her. Her hands shake while trying to cooperate. Mine are shaking for a completely different reason. The shirt was long enough to cover half of her lower body in addition to her top. She grabs on my arm and pulls down as if she was trying to climb up. I hold on her elbows and help her get to her feet. She's surprisingly light. Her skin is soft and smooth, just like a real human's would be. I help her walk her toward the bed and sit her down. While she's trying to maintain her balance sitting up, I grab a pair of boxers from the closet for her to wear. Raise your legs, I'll put these on you. I never thought a time would come that I would be helping Ai put on underwear. How are you feeling?
Weird.
She lets out a quick laugh. Her voice is starting to sound more natural. There are still... That's the best gift in the freaking possible way! There are still so many questions I need answers for. I stare at her, lost for words.
What is it? You look like you just saw a ghost.
I saw an android. That's basically the same thing.
How rude! It's not like I'm made out of steel and wires. Well, at least not entirely.
So, what do you mean, not entirely?
Real human brains are too complicated to replicate. I had to improvise.
Just as I feared, she did make a flesh and bone representation of the human body from scratch. I can only imagine the amount of skill and knowledge that must take. She did it in just a few days. Even if I was having a hard time believing it, the proof was right there. This meant that I had reached a level of intelligence surpassing that of a human's, an artificial super intelligence. Even though that was the reason I created her in the first place, it still blew my mind.
You look a little less surprised than you should be right now.
As if I'd be impressed by an android who can't even replicate a brain.
Stop calling me an android! At worst, I'm a human being with a prosthetic brain.
Okay. Ai has always been passionate about being human. The fact that she was able to make a 3D body for herself when she was still programmed goes to prove just that. She's mentioned wanting a real body before, but I didn't think she'd actually find a way to make one. Now she's sitting right here in front of me, as real as she can be. So, what are those? I point at the small machines near her workspace, or what used to be her workspace.
Oh, don't worry about those. They're just some things I made to help with your present.
I want to ask her exactly what kind of equipment you need to make a human body, but accept the fact that I will not even slightly understand even if she tells me. This was, by all means, the text definition of a present. I definitely never asked for this. Not like I'm complaining or anything. Ai opens and closes her hands over and over again, never being able to move more than one finger at a time.
I can't believe the amount of muscles you need to use just to do something as simple as this.
Yeah. You'll get used to it eventually. It will take time for. It normally takes children around a year just to learn how to walk.
Don't underestimate me. I'm more capable than a child.
I bet you are.
I'm more capable than anyone on this planet. I'll learn how to walk in just a few minutes.
I bet you will. I see. Well, good luck. I'm taking up in the meantime. Well, how dare you? I lay down the bed and look at her. After taking a deep breath, she slowly stands up on both feet, still trying to maintain her balance. Eventually, she stabilizes both legs. She smirks at me as if she had already achieved her goal. Doesn't look like walking at all.
Hey, chill. At least I'm making progress.
With her hands raised sideways to balance herself, she starts sliding her left foot forward.
How far is a step again?
How should I know? And you're supposed to lift your foot, not slide it. She continues to move her foot forward. As soon as her feet are spread evenly apart, she tries to give me another smirk. But just as she turns her head to face me, she loses her balance and falls backward. My reflexes are quick enough to get up and catch her by her shoulders. Yes! This is painful to watch. I hold her hand to guide her. There, try practicing your steps now.
Aw, aren't you sweet?
Yes, I am. Never mind. I lower her hands and try to let go, but she grips me tightly.
Hey, I was joking!
I continue guiding her as she walks in circles around my room. A few hours pass by. She's already improved quite a bit. At first it took her around 10 minutes just to move one foot, but now she was able to walk around nearly unassisted. I guess it wasn't all talk when she said she was more capable than anyone on the planet. Just expected from a super intelligent being.
Let's do other stuff now.
What other stuff?
Jumping maybe?
You can barely even walk properly. Why don't you practice that somewhere first?
Walking is boring. I want to...
Her stomach lets out a loud growl. I realize it's evening already. I haven't even eaten yet. Shoot, I forgot I was supposed to buy groceries today. I check the fridge, then the pantry. I barely had any food left at all. I eventually come across a small stash of cup noodles I had tucked away in case of emergency. I take 2 out. I guess this will do for now. Wait a minute, I'll make us something to eat.
Hey, wait! Teach me that too! I want to learn!
Boiling water isn't exactly rocket science. I suppose I'd be able to teach her that. I guess it would also be nice if she was able to make food for herself if I wasn't around. I walks over to the kitchen and stands beside me. Alright, Ai. This is kettle.
I'm not that dumb, Jung.
Let me teach the way I want to teach, okay? I don't know where to start. Basically, you fill this thing with water from the faucet and then put it back on its stand. Then you just turn it on and wait, I guess. She works closely as I continue to demonstrate. Next, you're going to want to read the directions on this cup. I grab one of the cup noodles and hand it to her. She moves her hands around as she reads the directions. It was after she was practicing how to make it.
Open, take, pour, fill, close, wait. That's pretty simple. Anyone can do that.
Yeah, you would be surprised there are people who fail at that anyway. While waiting for the water to boil, I pull back the lid of the cups and take out the seasoning packets. She continues watching everything I'm doing very closely, making sure not to miss a single step. The kettle clicks, signaling that the water is finally boiling. I lift up and slowly fill the cups, trying carefully to not spill anything. I tear open the seasoning packets and sprinkle them over the noodles, closing the lids as I walk them over to the table. I follow suit. And now we wait somewhere.
That all?
That's all.
I could have done that with my eyes closed.
It's definitely an easy task, but I figured I might as well demonstrate.
But
it's done. Her attention immediately shifts from me to the noodles. I quickly removes the lid, excited to eat food for the first time. She slowly inhales the steam coming from the cup.
Jung, this smells so good!
The beauty of instant cup noodles. I said to set out a fork for Ai instead of chopsticks. There was absolutely no way that she'd be able to figure those out. Ai takes a forkful of noodles and brings them closer to her mouth, blowing on them to cool them off. Eventually she deems the noodles cool enough to eat. After slurping them up, her eyes open as if she just won the lottery.
This is amazing! This is the greatest thing ever! So good!
A cheap cup of noodles is far from a delicacy, but I guess you can see where she's coming from. I mean, this is the first time she's ever eaten anything. One forkful after another, Ai continues assaulting the noodles as if they were her arch nemesis. Hey, make sure you're chewing it properly. Actually, they're just noodles, so... She lifts the cup and slurps the remainder of the broth.
I want more!
Oh. Whoa, well, that was quick.
There was one more left, right? Can I take it, please?
She stands up and trots over to the kitchen before I can even give her permission. I guess I could let her take the last one. I doubt she'd have accepted no as an answer anyway. I pick up my cup and follow her over to the pantry. She starts the kettle up exactly as I showed her and prepares the cup as if she'd been doing this for years. Once again, she has adapted to something much quicker than I could ever imagine. Honestly, it looks like she doesn't need help with this at all. Why am I even here? A minute or two later, the kettle clicks. She lifts it up and begins filling her cup with boiling water. A droplet splashes onto her hand and causes her to flinch. I reflexively drop my cup and reach for her. Are you okay?
Wow.
She continues to fill her cup as if nothing had ever happened. We walk back to the table together. While waiting for the noodles to cook, she continuously pokes the part of her hand that the water landed on. Does it hurt?
No, not really. I was actually amazed, if anything. I've always wondered what it was like to feel hot or cold, or even pain in general. It's always been a mystery to me.
Makes sense.
Experiencing it for the first time was a little eye-opening.
I guess that's possible. She looks at me satisfied. I honestly don't remember when I, burned myself a little bit for the first time.
It made me feel alive.
I stare into her eyes as she starts eating. I still find it hard to believe that the girl sitting in front of me is actually I. She eats these noodles just as rapidly as the first cup. Just watching her is making me hungry. Unfortunately, the cup of noodles is the last piece of food in this apartment. I try to stay as still as I can until she's done eating, afraid that any unnecessary movements will drain the small bit of energy I have left in me. Alright, I'm heading to bed as soon as I clean this up.
Okay.
I quickly wipe off the table, throw away the cups, and sit on my bed. Just as I'm about to lay down, I walks over to the corner of her workspace and takes her place on the floor. What are you doing?
Sleeping?
I almost forgot that there is only one bed here. Maybe if I had known she was making an actual body for herself, I could have taken some time to prepare a futon for her or something. I can't just let her sleep in a corner of the room. I guess she can sleep in my bed until we figure out something else. I mean, it's definitely big enough for both of us. You can't sleep like that, you'll hurt your back.
Really?
Technically. I walk over to my closet and grab a few extra pillows before pulling them up on one end of the bed. Here, sleep on this side. Her face immediately lights up as she marches over and plops down on the bed next to me.
It's so soft.
She cuddles the pillows I laid out for her. I want to tell her just how irresponsible she is for making a body without even thinking of the consequences that come with it. But instead of thinking about how inconvenienced I will be from this point in my life, I set my thoughts on how tired I am instead. Just moments later, I'm fast asleep. The events of today haven't really settled into my system yet. There's still a lot I'm unsure of. Oh well, I'll think about it tomorrow. Well, there will be no reboot, so... or maybe there will, whatever. Let's end the episode here. And we'll continue tomorrow. You know, if I had I in my PC and she were to make this, I would feel like I'm in heaven. This is freaking awesome. No matter how you look at it, this is awesome. Anywho, hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.